Morning.
Morning.
Klopp's been mentioned in terms of the fact that he's going to quit at the end of the season, and he's saying he's basically exhausted. He's had, 8-9 years of hard work. Given the fact that you know Pep so well, how long do you think he might be able to last under that blowtorch of intensity that he's manager of?
Honestly, it's the question that you have to ask him personally. It's a very personal question. I know that from probably City's point of view, if you can keep him another 20 years, keep him another 20 years, whatever you need to do to keep him fresh, right? But on the other side, those things are very personal. The biggest thing is Klopp said himself he didn't see it coming necessarily. It is what it is, and to have the honesty about it, like he did, that's the hardest part, because everybody, it doesn't matter how much money you've made in your life, everybody likes the next paycheck, and he could have carried on, and so I think it speaks a lot about his character, but I'm sure he'll have, because I'm back onto club now, I'm sure he'll have, he'll have a blast over 3-4 months now left to the season. He'll remember everything he's experiencing between now. He'll enjoy everything he's experiencing between now and the end of the season, no doubt.
But the fact is with Pep, if we think Klopp's intense, Pep's like super intense. Just living through one game is tough work for him. Do you think personally that he's got the longevity to do that another few years? You say 20, but to call it another few.
Honestly, you have to ask him the question. Like my feeling is always like, you see people as superhuman sometimes. Although they're human, but sometimes you see them as superhuman. So, who am I to discuss any kind of limits to people that are pushing boundaries every day? But I know those are very, very personal questions. From my side, I wish him and I wish these guys longevity, because they make the game better, and then the rest, it's so personal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. We'll go to Steve.
Hi, Vinny.
Hi there.
Just on that same theme, Vinny, obviously Sir Alex Ferguson lasted 27 years at United, which is
exactly,
which is an incredible feat. Can you see in the modern day game now, with the pressures as we talk about, can you see any manager ever being able to last that long at the top of the game?
Yeah, I can. It's but that's what I'm saying. It's a very personal thing. I'm sure that somewhere along the way, Sir Alex Ferguson came to those same moments, right, in his life. He did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just whatever gives you that extra bit of I'm ready to go again. And sometimes it's reinventing yourself. Sometimes it's reinventing your staff. It's reinventing your team. It comes under so many different forms, and it's so personal. And that's why I wouldn't put anyone in a category. Everyone is very different. If you ask me, so I'm looking at the example of my dad, right? He's 75, he's still going. As if, he still has ambitions. He could be sat at home and, he was a political refugee when he came over. He had a life of struggle. Could be sat at home doing nothing, enjoying the wealth of his children, let's put it this way. He's not. So it's so personal. And I met Sir Alex Ferguson not so long ago, and for all the talk about him retiring, when I spoke to him, I didn't feel he was retired. He's still
still got that fire and
he's
desire.
Still as sharp as he gets. He still has that fire. So those are very personal things, but those are very special people as well. So you just can't predict. It's very personal.
Yeah. Just one more thing you just touched on there, Vinny. Reinventing teams. Fergie was a master at that. He did it a lot of times during his career. Pep seems to be doing that as well. Obviously they lost you, they lost David Silva, they lost Sergio Aguero. They've lost big players, but seem to stay on the pathway to success. And that's an art in itself, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think that, the process because obviously Klopp is doing it as well, by the way. It's that level of guys is, I I think the process is quite simple. It's like this is what I want the team to do. Are you able to do it? Yes or no? And if you're not able to do it anymore, it doesn't really matter what you've done in the past. You know, we need to amicably move on. I think these people, you know, have just got the highest standards, and then it just naturally happens as well. There's genius in it, but there's also just standards and demands that you impose that make the picture so clear anyway.
And some ruthlessness as well, probably.
I don't think it's ruthless. I think it's just, if me and you all sit together and we buy into a set of standards, I think for yourself at some point, you know that if you're not able to do it anymore, you know yourself that it's time to move on. And when you have so much clarity, these things just it happens. It's not ruthless. It's almost clear for everyone. And people take it in a good way. Some people take it in a bad way. You know, my experience was I left under different conditions, but I was only grateful for the amount of learning that I had, for the amount of experiences that I was able to have. And everybody's different in that.
Thanks, Steve. Joe?
Yeah, I've only two questions. Because you know the opposition manager and the opposition manager knows you, as a coach, does that alter the dynamic? Kind of, Pep will be thinking, well, Vinny plays like that, he'll want that, or you think, well, Pep will do that, and it sort of maybe a bit more complex than maybe just the manager you don't know?
Maybe if I have, if I have the cyborg version of Haaland on the other side and Kevin De Bruyne, and if we're equal on that level, then it will affect the dynamics. But in this case, no. I think for us it's about finding ways to have an impact, and it's a completely different problem solving. You know, we can sit on a chessboard and solve all the tactics we want. In the end, I think, you know, it's just a different problem solving situation, and he's the best at what he does anyway, but it's a different problem solving situation.
Okay, I thought it might give you some advantage because he's not a stranger to you. You kind of, you know how he thinks. It might give you some kind of advantage, but maybe not.
Yeah, look, I even know how most of their players think, but you know, all I know is that you can't come there to focus on the genius of the opposition manager and the genius of the players. No, we have to come there as Burnley and focus on anything we can do to have an impact. That's a big thing in this game. It's not as easy or as passing on information. I think there's a lot as well that come into the game that is about emotions, that is about, you know, going above and beyond, because that's what we need. You need to go above and beyond. That's the only thing I'm focusing on, really.
And just final question for me. When Chelsea have young players and they go on loan, I assume there's a lot of competition for them. Why do you think that Burnley, you know, you managed to get Fofana? What did you sell it as?
No, I think we work very well with players. I don't think it's more than that. It's a results industry, so you know, last year you have the best results and you get put on a pedestal. This year we don't have so much results, so that can change some dynamics. But in the end, the essence of the work we do every single day, I back myself, I back our staff in that. I think we put in the time and the hours to help the players improve, because we think if they improve, our squad improves. And we don't have the luxury to sit still. Like, we can't just go open up the floodgates and change just the nature of the squad like this. So for us, the time and effort we put into our players to make them better makes us better as a team. And then what I would say is that's obviously a good environment to have any player in, I think.
Thanks, Joe. We'll finish with Rich.
Yeah, just a quick one, Vinny, about Kevin De Bruyne. We were talking about managers having breaks. Kevin's had quite a long injury break. Seems to have come back, hit the ground running. I think Pep said the other day it's actually done him some good, kind of reset, recharged. You know him well, you've played with him club and country. What do you make of his comeback? He's had an impact in every game so far, hasn't he, coming on?
Yeah, but Kev will always have an impact. You know, if you're able to distribute the ball like he can, you can be in many positions and still have an impact on the game. I think, look, these guys are also in one way friends, you know, so it's I want to be positive on them, but at the same time, my focus is on Burnley right now, is as much as every single game of the season I wish him to do so well. At this moment in time, I want Brownhill to do better. You know, that's my focus,
Of course.
and nothing more.
Yeah. Okay. And a new hairstyle.
What's that?
He's got a new hairstyle, hasn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? I that's what I really wanted to discuss. What's going on with him? No, but he, yeah, he's a wonderful person and he's a friend and but yeah, I want my players to do better on the day.
Well, tomorrow. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.